Actually, it's a fair call. Some say CGK, some say George. I don't really mind the Twitch names. The handle is Crazy Good Kung Fu. But yeah, nice to be here, Dido. Thanks again, and yeah, looking forward to the start of season 8 here for Division 4. It's going to be a great season of racing, lots of excellent races on the calendar, especially this first one. We are heading to the Temple of Speed. It is the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. It is a 102-year-old circuit, broke ground on 15th of May 1922, designed by the legendary Alfredo Rosselli. It is one of those circuits that you just love. And the Tifosi love it too, expecting to get some good results here for the Ferrari drivers today. That will certainly make the crowds very, very happy. 118,000 capacity crowd at this circuit as well. Hopefully we get that on Twitch as well. That'd be really, really nice. Formula One raced here in the Italian Grand Prix since 1950 with a short break between 1979 and 1981. Race here, of course, to the present day on the 5.8 kilometer, 3.6 mile circuit. It's a super, super high speed circuit. 11 corners to traverse only in that long, long distance. The main straight is well over 1 kilometer long, and as you head down into that chicane, the hard braking zone, so critical to get right through into Curva Grande and into those next sectors. Very, very important for them to get that right. Race lap record here is a 1:21.0. That was set by Rubens Barrichello in the Ferrari F2004 in 2004 in Formula One. Fancy that. So looking forward to a good race here today. And Division 4 has always brought us some fantastic action in season past. We expect that to be the same here today. Sprint format for this one, which means we have a short qualifying, followed by a 9-lap sprint race, and then a full 27-lap race after that. It's going to be a very interesting day of racing, Dido. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, sponsors as well. Big thanks to everyone in the background, the admins who've been organizing it. It takes a lot of effort to get all the right people in all the right places with all the right processes and protocols. And I'm hoping for a McLaren. I'm gonna immediately show my bias. I'm from New Zealand. I want McLaren to do well today, so my eyes are going to be on Panic 83 and Evil Blade. They're going to be my. I'm going to be biased all the way through. They're going to be able to win the World Championship of Div 4 on the last lap while being in last place, okay? That's how it's going to work, Dido. A few cautions coming out around the grid at the moment. Keep an eye on who's setting some good lap times. It's a tricky circuit this one, actually. Surprisingly, I think it can catch people out a little bit, especially as you head towards Della Roggia. You got Variante, turns 1, turn 2. And then as you head into that Sector 2 section, Variante, Della Roggia, turns 4, turns 5. Got to get that absolutely right. Launches you in towards the curve de Lesmo, turn 6, and then Lesmo 2, turn 7, which again launches you out on that very, very long straight down toward Ascari. Critical to get all these corners right because there's so few of them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fix the audio. Let me know, guys, if that's fixed. Hopefully it is.
In the meantime, fastest lap, Dynasty Sparrow sets a 1:19.926.
Is that
immediately off the bat?
The stream could just let me know if you guys can hear me now. Can you guys hear me? Okay, thank you guys. Sorry. Anyway,
good.
I will repeat what I said. Okay, one person's saying turn myself down, one's saying I'm quiet.
Apparently game volume as well. So you're telling me that my awesome intro wasn't heard by anyone?
No, they heard yours. They heard yours,
okay.
mate.
That's all good. At the moment, P2 Master 96 on a 120.143 for the Aston Martin. Doing quite well, splitting the Mercedes at the moment. Pep 183. He is in the other Mercedes, currently in third place, 1/10 and 1/1000th. Add those together, that is the difference between P2 and P3 right now. And you've got Wogja for the Williams up there in P4, followed by Panic and McLaren. He's just set a very nice lap. And then Dutch Verstappen in the Red Bull, of course, makes sense. Only a few hundredths of a second behind him is Evil Blade, P7 and Fran for the first Ferrari in P8. They're not showing that they want so far. Into the pits comes Dynasty Starrow and Wog J for a new set of tyres as T7 for the Red Bull goes to P2.
So sorry guys about all that. Hopefully that's fixed, but we'll get back to this and just ignore that for a second. Just seeing who's on a lap. Broadstar looks to be on a lap. Yeah, as I was saying, mate, as you said, Ferrari will be hoping for a really big result tonight, and also I know for a fact Wogjet and the Williams, this is actually his home track in real life, so he'll be hoping for a great result.
Yeah, of course, and if it is a home track, then he will have that instinct. We all know the more you drive at a pace, the more you know it, the more you've seen it, the more likely it is you're going to be able to make the right calls in the corners and feel where the car's at. So yeah, Wogjet and the Williams had a really good early lap, was up in P2 for a little bit, and then of course now down in P6. 120.3 to his name. It's only 0.4 of a second between P1 and P6 at the moment. There's a relatively close field out there, but that 119.9 only now eclipsed by Broadster F1, and it is Vic Sauber who takes P1.
What a time. Awesome banker lap on the mediums, 5 minutes remaining. So yeah, great time for there. Obviously, they'll be using a set of mediums and then probably go out in the last minute on the softs. Just seeing who else is on a lap, mate. It looks like Callie, which is an interesting watch tonight because he actually moved up from Div 5 quite quickly after pre-season, and hopefully does quite well tonight. I think he will. He's up in P6 at the moment.
Yeah, it's a decent lap time he's got there. It's a 120.240. Keeping an eye on his sector times at the moment. Didn't have the best sector 1, currently on a lap right now. And if he is making progress, you know, up the divisions, when you step up a division, you often find yourself towards the back of the grid for at least a little bit as you continue to improve. And looks like he's already made pretty big leaps and bounds early on in the season. So this will be a key race for him to really build up that confidence heading into a higher division.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Just trying to make sure that we can hear everyone and all the audio is good. I have turned up the game volume. They're saying if you could turn up your mic, but I'm not sure if yours is already full.
My mic's not already all maxed out, so you'd have to turn it up on your side in Discord. If you right click my name, you should be able to pump my volume up a little bit. Alright, whole bunch of people in the pits now. Wog J's just come out of the pits to start another out lap. Flying Kiwi at the moment is about to head in towards Parabolica. What's this lap going to look like for him? He is in the Haas, the Kiwi in a Haas car. Not sure if I agree with that. He should be in a McLaren. Nonetheless, he is actually going to back out of that lap, so it wasn't quite good enough for him. And he is going to jump into the pits. That might well be his last lap that he's able to do today. Looking further down the grid, Jeneth in P15, JJ Gamer in P16, Deadly Fuller I should say, in the Williams in P17, Dan the Racer in P18, another Kiwi on the grid, and Sammy the Slammer in P19. Klopp is in P20, rounding out the grid right now. But that 119.690 for Broadster is holding strong, 3/10 clear of Dynasty. He's going to be in the pits. I don't think he needs to do anything else today.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm just going to finish riding on board with Wogjet for his lap, coming through the fast left right. Interesting, taking it flat. Still got a heap of battery to burn down the straight to fix that, and we've got migrating host. Is that just on my end, or?
No, it looks like Pep has left the session, unfortunately, so we may have to sort that out. Down the final corner, Wog J across the line. What's this lap going to look like? Let's have a look. It's good enough for P3. It's just under the 120s as well. A 119.997. Nice work by the Williams driver.
Yeah, you'll be happy with that. It's a good time. Just a few guys now coming out at the pits on their out laps. Franz gone into the braking, banding that lap. Jennifer's also on a lap.
Out lap for Master as well, the Aston Martin driver. His colleague, Ricardo, essentially, the Aston Martin is in P9. Master is sitting in P6 right now. So this is going to be an important lap for him. Can he break that 120 barrier? We've got 3 cars that have so far. T. Salmons is only 57 hundredths of a second away from breaking that. 79 hundredths for Gags KK. Sector 2-3 caution though, so something's gone awry. Maybe threw him out the Scari or in the Parabolica. Can't exactly see who it is at the moment, but nonetheless, a lot of cars just warming up their tyres, getting ready for this final lap. 1 minute to go.
Yeah, it's looking hectic now, mate. We got 2 McLarens here working together, I'd say, on this quali. Panic looks to be on a lap. And Evil Blade right behind. So I'd say these guys are working together to try and get a bit of a tow, which is really crucial only if you can do that well enough.
Yeah, it is nice to see them working together because that's what happens in the real world motorsports as well. One driver will have a turn, the other driver, they'll switch a route on occasion. But certainly getting that slipstream is massive with a huge long main straight, and even just the back straights towards Ascari and out of Ascari towards Parabolica, absolutely critical to get as much slipstream as possible. Just pull the driver behind you all the way through these sections, allow them to do an overtake into a corner if that's absolutely required. Depends on the communication they've got between themselves, but looking strong as McLaren pair trying to get out of the top 10 and into the top 5, but that was a moment on the exit of Ascari.
Yeah, Panic's invalidated there, so is Evil. So those 2 will have to go again. Just seeing who else might be close to finishing a lap. There's a lot going on here. Deadly Fuller looks to be the next to cross the line.
It looks like the McLarens don't have enough time to get across the line, and they will not get another lap. They were oh so close, a couple of meters away from the start-finish line, but they will unfortunately not be able to go for another lap.
No, and Deadly Fuller's done too. He's dived into the pits. Broadstar's still P1 currently on a lap.
Looks like Wogster maybe had a bit of an issue, or one of the Williams certainly. There was a car on the left-hand side of the track on the grass, and that's a new fastest lap by Dynasty Sparrow. It's a 1:19.576 for the Mercedes driver. What a lap!
Yeah, wow. Awesome lap there from Dynasty. I think Broadstars though is also going to be... Oh no, he's invalidated. Dynasty might have a chance to get the pole. Kelly across the line. He's got a tow with his teammate. Goes P3, kick P2, P3.
Very smart work by the Kick Saubers there, working together, and Carly manages to get up to P3, and that is 7 cars in the 119s now. Make that 8. Well done. Sammy the Slammer also finds himself up in P7. These final laps are looking really, really good. But the Kick Saubers, that's exactly what the McLaren team were trying to do. Unfortunately, they weren't able to execute on it. The Kick Saubers, though, absolutely nailed it. And Carly, P3, Broadster, P2, only eclipsed by a sole lone Mercedes at the top of the grid.
Yeah, that's awesome for Kick. That's a great result. And obviously Dynasty P1. Master P4 on the mediums. Really good there. But this is going to be a great sprint race. I am going to pause this quickly to try and fix some of these audio issues. So if you could just carry on, mate.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yep, that is the co-commentator's job. And welcome into everyone on the Twitch channel. Rush Racing League live again. Season 8's been going for a few days now. We're looking forward to Division 2 a little bit later on today, Division 1, and I believe we'll be on at some point as well. We've actually had some really good racing in the pre-season build-up too. So looking at the final results here for qualifying, we've got 30 seconds till we get started on the first race according to my timing sheets. That might change. Dynasty Sparrow takes pole position. Mercedes AMG Petronas with a 1:19.576. Behind him by 1/10 of a second, Broadster. F1 in the Kick Sauber, followed by his teammate, FTR Cali, the Australian driver, working together with his teammate really, really well in the last final moments of the qualifying. Puts those Kick Saubers right in the mix in the top 3, and they will be fighting for that top position. It is going to be a wild sprint race. Remember, we've got a 9-lap sprint coming up. And then after that, it will be 27 laps. So this is going to be a good one. But a few standout results there. And of course, as we mentioned before, I believe it was Carly who made the jump up from Division 5 to Division 4. And that is going to be a big starting point for his confidence in this season, in this division. When you step up, as I said before, you usually find yourself lacking just a little bit of confidence. But and honestly, he seems to have gone really, really well so far. So keep an eye on the Kick Saubers at the moment. They are strong at Monza. Now we're saying it's too loud. We're sorting out the audio issues. Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting there one step at a time. Pre-season stuff happens, and then as you get into the season, stuff also continues to happen. So that is just the way it goes. Dido is working hard in the background, as is all the admins, to make sure that this broadcast is going to look absolutely fantastic. And a big thanks to all the sponsors here at Rush Racing League, and we're going to go lights out. Are we back?
I think so, mate.
We are indeed, and it is lights out. Green flag is going, and it looks like a erroneous moment there for a Red Bull. Finds himself out on the right in the grass for some reason or another. Roadster trying down the inside. Looks like he's got it. He's forced the Mercedes out wide, and that's Carly trying to get past as well. There's contact between the two, and Broadster takes the lead of this race. Kick Sauber of Carly comes into contact with Dynasty Sparrow, who's dropped down from P1 to P4, and a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags immediately for the McLaren of Panic. Wog J makes a good start up into P6. Into Della Roggio we go for the first time. Dynasty Sparrow makes another place back after Ricciardo, the Aston Martin, tries to get on fast. That was an eager move, and it was not going to work.
Wow, what a start. That was crazy. There was a lot of moves. I think the Red Bull's in trouble, though. T. Salmons looks like big damage on the front of that Red Bull. Dynasty, unfortunately, losing big ground there from P1. Hopefully the audio's all good. If someone could let me know the game volume and everything like that. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, carry on. Yeah, mate, what a start. It looks like I'm just going to jump onto the position changes because it looks like a few people may have really benefited from that start. There we go. Broadstar at 1, Kelly at 1, Master Zuck at 1. Dynasty, unfortunately, down 3. Ricciardo up 1, Wogjet up 2, Semi stays where he is, Gags down 3, Dutch down up 1, Panic up 2 already with a penalty, unfortunately. Dan Racer up 3, JJ down up 1, sorry, Pep down 2, Evil Just Made up 1, Franz up 2, and Kiwi up 2, Fuller up 3, Clock up 1, and T-Stones down 10. We got yellows down the back again. Looks like trouble between.
There's been an issue at the chicane. Not quite sure who's involved. And I think T. Salmons was the one. He was the one Red Bull that ended up off the right-hand side or the left-hand side of the track on the grass immediately after the start. So I don't know if someone missed the start in front of him. He certainly took avoiding action for something. Maybe went into the back of a car somewhere or another. But yeah, that yellow flag has cleared itself up, fortunately. Dynasty Sparrow still trying to make a little bit of progress on the Aston Martin ahead. Slipstream and DRS now being enabled. So this is going to be the key lap here for a lot of them. A little bit of a look there for Master on the inside line of Carly ahead. And Carly's coming under a lot of pressure. Kick Sauber. Minister of Defense here, Carly. He's going to be the one who has to hold off the rest of the pack. After coming up from Division 5 to Division 4, is it going to last that long? It looks like an inside move into Parabolica. No, it's not going to be. Is he going to actually get it? I think Master Suck might have actually done it. No, he's not. Carly defends.
Oh, wow. And then also Wogjet making a move on Sammy, and the fastest slaps are rolling in. Sammy versus Wogjet and Dutch also in this battle. Now maybe go 3 wide here. So at the moment it's 2. No, oh, what's happened there?
Very awkward moment. Very awkward down at turn 1, and there's another car coming through the escape road there. I'm not quite sure what's happened. I think we've had multiple issues in a row, Dido, going into turn 1. This is, of course, after first lap. Once we get DRS, that means there's all sorts of contact being made, all sorts of overtakes into turn 1. Best place to try and make that overtake, but of course, does get tricky because, of course, tightens up through the chicane. Yeah,
that was just a weird incident there between Wogjet and I think Sammy. They look like they lock wheels on the braking zone. So that will be looked at, I'd say, after the race. Anyway, we'll go back up the front, have a look at what's going on up here. Panic applying some pressure on Dutch, but Dutch is breaking away from this battle pack. And obviously Dynasty looking to get back up there. Broadstar, though, 1.3 seconds in the lead. Allowing himself to get away with Kelly fighting Master Zuck, and Kelly's doing an awesome job and shows that he definitely had to move up for Div 5. He is doing extremely well in this division so far, but long race to go still. Obviously this is only the sprint, and then We've still got the main and another quali.
Exactly, yeah. No, Carly's tactics are being put to test here, and he's going to have an opportunity to overtake the Aston Martin of Marston. He's gone up the inside, into the braking zone we go. Can the Aston Martin hold it on the outside line? Does try it. A little bit of a pinch there by Carly, but it's a beautiful overtake through the chicane, and that's going to put Master back down into P3 and right in the scope of Dynasty Sparrow, who's also got the other Aston Martin right behind them, Sector 3 yellow.
Yeah, so that's Sammy. He's retired in the pits. And there's also looks like Deadly Fuller's had a spin in turn 1 and a 3-second time penalty for his troubles, unfortunately. So that's not a good start, but it's just a sprint race at this stage. These guys, first race of the season. We'll have to see Flying Kiwi trying to chase down Franz. It's awesome to see some of these guys on track. We didn't get to see all of them through pre-season. So it's awesome.
Yes. Decent sized grid here today, 20 cars on grid, probably missing 1 or 2, but that's still a really, really good turnout for the start of the season. And yeah, the racing so far is going to be it's pretty exciting. I mean, Monza's a great track, and it's one of those ones that just brings out the epic lunges in the braking zones.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And it's a track that you really got to think about your DRS. I was just watching Gags. He had a bit of a snap, and he's going to now fall under pressure from JJ from behind, but should be able to get away a little bit. Interesting.
Having a massive scrap as well.
Interesting part of the race is we're going to go on board with these. Oh my god, 3 wide. Oh, well done. Bit of touching wheels there.
Oh. Yeah, a bit of contact between the Aston Martin and the Kick Sauber as the rear end of the Aston Martin just kicks out slightly ironically into the Kick Sauber. He will have the inside line though into Della Roggia, has the outside through Curvic Grande. It's nearly going to be 3 wide again, and that's Dutch Verstappen who really wants to be part of this battle as much as possible. A little bit of a compromised line there from Master, going to allow Ricciardo a chance maybe to launch it into Les mode, does decide to back out of it. He's still under a lot of pressure from Carly, and you're right, you've got to be so tactical with your slipstream, with your DRS usage, because you could be ahead for 1 lap, you overtake in Parabolica, you're going to be overtaken again.
Yeah, mate, you're absolutely right. Ricciardo swapping positions with his teammate, and then
into Ascari. That is a brave overtaking opportunity. But Carly, unfortunately, is not going to make that happen. Dutch Verstappen going to be on the outside line now of the Kick Sauber into Parabolica. All this is doing is bringing the McLaren of Panic 83 directly into this battle. It's going from a 3-way battle, turning rapidly into a 4-way battle, and the slipstream for Panic in that McLaren is going to be absolutely massive down the straight, and these 2 Aston Martins are going to be under a bit of pressure towards the end. Looks like Ricciardo has managed to pull a little bit of a gap, but Master is going to lose that position to Carly. Carly's ahead already. Dutch Verstappen on the outside, into the braking zone we go. Will he try around the outside? No, has to back out of it, and Master will retain the P5 position.
Oh wow, these guys are really driving well. That's a really tough spot to make a move like that happen, and we've seen it twice now in the space of 2 laps, so awesome driving. This has allowed Dynasty to break away. Can he catch Broadstar? 2.1 second gap. Would be a big ask. Broadstar is in control at the moment. 92% battery. Hasn't had any pressure so far. Dynasty is there, and he has won races before. He's on 1.8 seconds now. It's dropping, so we'll have to wait to see. Gags and Panic.
Also got a lot happening down in P12, P11, P10. Evil Blade on the back of Wog J, on the back of Dan the Racer. So these 3 really, really going at it, and that's a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings for Panic 83, so he's in the battle, but unfortunately that penalty is going to bring him directly out of the battle almost immediately as soon as he got towards it. Evil Blade right now is on the back of Wog J, and these guys are having a mega battle. 5 cars in a row here, but there's so much action around the grid, and that's just the nature of Monza. You get in those slipstream battles, you form the group, and then a lot starts to happen in those little subgroups all the way around the field throughout the race, but only 2 laps to go now. Yeah,
it's heating up now, mate. There's a lot of moves going into turn 1 again. Dutch gets it done on Panic. Bit of contact. All good there. Still can't hear the game audio very well on the stream, but oh well. We'll have to wait and see.
I tell you what we could do, Dido. We can just make the noises. We'll fill in the gaps for everyone. That's how we'll manage it. Carly still holding on to that P5 position, is now behind those Aston Martins, but he's done enough this race to really allow Roadster to get away with it. Dynasty obviously got him once the slipstream, the DRS started to kick in. 1.7 seconds the gap now, though, between Dynasty and Broadsters. That gap has come down by 0.2 of a second, but it needs to be 0.5, 0.6, 0.7 of a second per lap from the previous lap in order to make that happen. So at this point, Broadster is going to be pretty safe in this race. And he's done well. You know, he got away early in that little bit of chaos that happened in turn 1. Oh, big spin! And we've got JJ the Gamer. He's around at the exit of Ascari, gets back on track. Luckily, no contact with any other cars.
Oh, wow. They did well to avoid him there. He was stuck like a turtle trying to cross the road, but he got out. That could have been a massive crash. As we say that, looks like there's a retirement behind him. And where's that happened? No, it's happened in the...
but it is clock. The Alpine.
And no safety cars in the Sprinter. Otherwise, we would have definitely had one, but there's more moves happening. Evil Blade is in front of Wogjek now.
Go McLaren.
And Wogjek does have that penalty, so he's going to struggle. Will fall a little bit back to Ferrari's lurking there in the background too.
Yeah, but he's got the inside line into De La Roggia, so he will be able to get that position back as long as he stays on the brake nicely. Actually, there's an attempt by Evil Blade to stick it on the outside. That is a risky trust move. The trust fall doing that, and unfortunately it's not worked out.
Dan the Racer has a moment too, and he's lost a position. Now he's under threat from his teammate. France is actually missing an end plate. As we continue on.
Yeah, well, we were talking a little bit earlier, weren't we, about the Ferraris wanting a good result here. It is Monza, the Tifosi. The virtual Tifosi will be absolutely keen for these two to have a good result. Unfortunately, they still find themselves outside the top 10. They've got Flying Kiwi just ahead of them, who's desperately holding on to that last position, and looks like he has lost it. Down the Racer goes on past him and into Parabolica, will have that top 10 position. And there's another 3-second time penalty being handed out to Deadly Fella, who is sitting at the moment, I believe, in P16 for the Williams, up 4 places overall in this race, but not a good one overall for him as we enter into the final lap of this race, Dido.
Yeah, mate, it's heating up, and the Aston's just swapped position. Flying Kiwi's also getting the job done on Dan the Racer. Is it too early, though? Dan doesn't have much ERS going into this last lap of the sprint. Moving up a little bit, we'll have a look at Ricciardo and Master. These two would be working together. Probably the closest battle is between France and the teammate, and Aston and his teammate, and Kiwi. Looking at the end of this race, Broadstar looks to have sealed the deal. 1.2 gap. It's healthy to have. Dynasty won't get DRS.
There's an opportunity, though, for Carly. I mean, he's still in the right place. He's got the 2 Aston Martins ahead of him, but they're using their slipstream and DRS really smartly. You can see it move over there, and they've switched positions again. So as one gets slipstream, they're just using this to defend the position and stop Carly taking advantage of his own DRS. The car he's following is constantly being dragged at the same pace away from him. So that's a really smart bit of work there by the Aston Martin drivers, and I think that's going to be GG for the sprint race.
Yep, as Broadstar crosses the line in P1, Dynasty P3, Ricciardo P3.
Oh, Carly's got P4.
The teams are finishing real close. You got your Kick. Where's Wogjek? Wogjek's going to fall down now. Panic's going to jump ahead and then fall back with his pen. Wow, what a sprint race.
Yeah, it was a really good way to start out. Probably a little bit more contact than we would have wanted to see, especially in that turn 1. It is going to be investigated, I believe, between the two, between Carly and Dynasty, because there was contact between them, and they ended up really compromising each other through that section. I don't want to make any comments on who might have been at fault there at all. That'll be for the stewards to determine post-race, but certainly an investigation underway into that turn 1 incident. But Carly, a real standout for me. He did well. He's defended well early on while the DRS wasn't there, and then as soon as the DRS came online, he had a lot to do. He had to defend against multiple cars and managed to stick it in there. So well done to the Kick Saubers. Really did well. But Broadster, he got away early.
Yeah,
he held on to it, drove well.
He did absolutely that, mate. He just let the guys behind fight and did exactly what he had to do. He built 2-second gap and just maintained it. Good lot of points for Kick for that sprint race, and as well as Aston and RB. So we'll have to wait and see what happens into this next quali session. And yeah, what a sprint race to open up the season. Obviously a little bit too much contact, but you know, it's first race. We have some audio issues as well, but hopefully I can get that sorted. And yeah, we will see. I'll just jump over to the sprint results. the same.
Looking forward to seeing how this 27-lap race is going to go. Obviously, a little bit more strategy involved in this one. They've got to be playing a little bit smarter for these longer races, and yeah, it's 3 times the length. So there's going to be some pit stops involved today. Going to be an interesting one. Do they start on the mediums? Do you start on the softs? What's the strategy?
Yeah, it's interesting to say that we saw in Div 1 a few different strategies. The softs could be beneficial on that start, but if you can't break away, it's just going to hurt you in the end of the race. So it's interesting. People trying to be doing a one stop, I'd say. But anyway, we're back into qualifying for the main race, and everyone's got a bit of lap time now under their belt, and they can actually change their setups if they need to for this one, which is good in case you've made a mistake or you want to change something. But yeah, I wonder who's going to be on P1. We got Kick, are probably favoured in my eyes to do well in this quali, and watch out for Dynasty too.
Yeah, we had a lot of people breaking into that 219s towards the end of race, and I think it was 119s, wasn't it? Sorry. But we should see a few more people jump into that area. We've got 17 minutes to do the quali. They'll be able to adjust. They'll be able to make some changes that they think are required. Basically just delete the rear wing as much as possible. As much wreck as possible. You want to be going as fast as possible at a circuit like this, but then you get to the corners, which you always get the low-speed corners. So it's always such a tricky track to balance setup-wise, because you're balancing that requirement of low downforce with the ability to still turn the car in the low-speed corners. And you remove enough downforce, you're going to end up in a situation where those low-speed and medium-speed corners become a bit tricky, especially through Lesmo and Ascari. That's key to maintain speed through those corners, but if you're running a full low wing setup, low downforce setup, you're going to compromise yourself in the straight. So you've got to sort of juggle 3 balls at the same time. Difficult.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm just talking to a few people about what wings they're running, and there's a wide range. Some people are going really low, and you can notice it. They're squirmy on all the corners and stuff, but like you said, it's a really fine balance. If you go too high, your history, and if you go too low, your history. So this track, it's incredibly hard to figure that out. I think one of the Red Bulls will be the first to start a lap. Be Salmons? No.
Like he's just come out through Ascari, so
JJ. We're right on board with JJ for his first flyer. But yeah, interesting, mate. It's this second quali can always shake things up. Everyone's had a go now, and like I said, if a setup was wrong or they actually made a mistake in the first quali, that they have a chance to rectify that now. And yeah, I think that's important, and it really throughout this season, I think it could turn things on its head like it did last season. A lot of full qualies as well throughout this season to shake things up. But JJ anyway starting his lap. This first sector is crucial for the rest of the lap really, and can really set you up for a good lap if you get this right. Wants to hug the left apex as hard as possible, not bounce the curb. Pretty easy to invalidate and dip your left wheels in the gravel there and end up in the wall. He's doing well now, no squirming at the moment. These corners that he's just gone through are one of the ones that your rear can kick out with the low rear wing, and yeah, we've seen that already this weekend. Now
yeah,
through
I've seen a few people have issues.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
And this corner as well, a few people in the wall here. So he's done well, clean lap so far, good banker. See what he can come up with through this last sector. This corner is crucial too. You're really going to try and carry as much speed as you can for this big long straight. Use all the battery you have left. Still got a little bit left. He'll burn now. What will it be? 120.2. So there's room to move for Jay. He will get to go again and have another crack.
Go immediately. Wog J goes into the lead at 120.051, so 2/10 clear, and only 11 hundredths of a second clear. Franz in the Ferrari and the Tifosi, the virtual Tifosi, go absolutely wild because there is a Ferrari on pole position. Early days yet, of course, and we've seen the fastest lap from the previous quali, 119.5, so we're 5/10 away from the pace we saw in the previous session. Expect to see Dynasty up there, Roadster up there, and a few others as well. There's a few very, very fast guys here in Div 4 this season. There's our first 119, and it is Dynasty. No surprise there at all. I was going to talk about this a little bit, Dido, because Dynasty, he needs a redemption drive this time, and it all starts with qualifying. Although I have to wonder, maybe he's going to think about preferring to be qualifying in P2 for this race.
Yeah, he might want to after the first sprint and losing those positions, but this first corner at Monza always is difficult to navigate, and it can really cause some issues. Every season we see some type of incident there. It's just the nature of the corner. Pep looks like to be doing a lap as well, but if you can get through that corner and you can escape a wave at the start from P1, you're in a good position. Pep's gone fastest in the second sector. See if you can wrap it up. But both McLarens working together as well, noticeable on that lap with slipstream. That has benefited them both in P2, P3. Seen a lot of teams doing that, and that is definitely a way to get the advantage because you know how long these straights are.
Yeah, exactly. Go McLaren. Teamwork makes the dream work, guys. And oh, Pep!
Wow.
That is a time. That is our lap time, 1:19.397. By the way, there is a prediction up in the channel. Who will take pole for the feature? Put your channel points in. Options are Dynasty, Pep, T. Salmons, Roadster, and Carly. Who will take pole for the feature race? Get your points in now. Early leader is Broadster.
Wow. So Merc, front row lockout at this stage, and then McLaren right behind. So this is looking good for these two teams, and it could really deliver an awesome battle throughout this season if that continues. And Deadly Fuller's invalidated. I think Kiwi will be on a lap. Has not set one yet. The rest are still in the pits. Kiwi is also one to watch. He was quick in pre-season. And, yeah.
I think an underrated element of all of this is actually qualifying right next to your teammate. We saw how effective that was for the kick salvers. You know, one was able to defend, the other was able to launch himself out and get a really, really good result. You know, a win in the race, in fact. So Pep and Dynasty will be absolutely stoked to be up there in P1 and P2. You need to close the gap up just that little bit. That'll reduce the risk of getting another car, splitting the difference between them. And the McLarens too. I mean, they're only separated by a couple of hundredths of a second at the moment, so really nothing in it between the two. So all these teams, they need to be qualifying as close together as possible. Another duo down there at the moment, the Alpines, Clock up there in P9 right now, Jeneth in P10, separated by 600ths of a second. So you know, the teamwork is really, really important at a track like this. I think especially when it gets into the race, but qualifying equally key.
Yeah, and it's incredibly fortunate, you know, if you have a teammate similar pace. Like these guys, you got to remember too that each of those teammates are so close together was using the other's drag and had the advantage. So when they swap around, most likely the teammates will swap around in the standings too. So it's quite interesting like that when you do the tow. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out. But it's exciting, mate. I'm excited to see so many teams close together.
Yep, that's right. 10 minutes to go in the feature race qualifying, and then we have a 27-lap feature race for your viewing pleasure. If you haven't voted in the prediction, get your points in now. Early leader was Broadster, no longer. I think as soon as Pep got up there, everyone put their points onto Pep, but don't count out Broadster and the Kick Salvers. They're still in the pit, so they have yet to really set a lap at all. So I think this order is set to change. The early standings right now do favour Pep 183. That is a faster time than we saw in the sprint qualifying earlier on, but he's the only one to get into the deep end of the 119s yet.
Yeah, that's a great time. It'll be interesting to see if anyone can match that or get a bit closer. Still, yeah, like you said, a lot of guys still yet to set times, still in the pits. Maybe only had one set of tyres or want to just do 2 runs. So have to see a few guys coming out of the pits now, and a lot of outlaps, like I said. Broadstar, Ricciardo, Gags. Salmons is actually starting a lap, so we're right on board with him. He's been quick, and we know how quick he has been throughout the last few seasons. One to definitely watch out for in the Red Bull once again this season.
Yeah, Monza is not everyone's circuit. Not everyone really feels completely at home at a circuit like this. You either really have the feel for it or you just don't. And I've seen racers who I never thought I'd be able to beat ever in other platforms and in other races that I've beaten hands down. in races at Monza, because some people just do not gel with a track like this. You know, it's a lot of focus on the exits, a lot of focus on how much speed you're able to retain through the apex, and that doesn't always suit some people's driving style. So it is one of those tracks. I mean, even Parabolica going through there on my screen, at least, with fans at the moment in the Ferrari, just about to set a lap here. No, he's actually just coming into the pit. But through Parabolica, it's not a place where you feel 100% with the grip of the car, and you kind of have to just feel it out, and that's uncomfortable for some drivers.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. You're spot on. And yeah, like you said, you could be really quick here, or be really slow. I don't think there's much of an in between. Just seeing here, I think. Sorry, I jumped off Summons. He's finishing his lap. Crosses the line. Where does this put him? Puts the P12, 20.6. So he'll be looking to improve. Probably go again. And we'll jump down and look at Broadstar. I cannot see the chat for some reason either, which is awesome. So if someone requests anything, mate, just let me know.
Yeah, well, I'll be onto it. Yep.
And but I do just want to ride on board with Broadstar. The two kicks close together again on track. Kelly behind could be using Broadstar's toe, and they've also got an Aston ahead that will actually benefit both of them. So this could be interesting here. Can they get up, start putting some pressure on Mercedes and McLaren?
I think we'll find that they do some pretty good lap times here. Look at it, how they're going to go through Parabolica, a key part of the circuit. Really sharp turn in there for a Broadster. Looks like he's got to get a really good angle through there. Runs it nice and wide on the power all the way through the apex and down towards the final part of the lap. Checkered flag, and it is actually only P4 for him. He's in the 119s. Carly behind him getting the toe though, and Carly goes to P2 with a 119.4. It's only 0.04 of a second clear to him, to Pep ahead. So Carly, great lap there. Gags puts himself up into P3, and those McLaren times are looking fallible at this point.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. That's an impressive time again, and they would get a chance to go out again and have another crack at it. Just seeing who's next to start a lap. Looks like
we've got a Red Bull just coming across the line. Could be a different colour. No, it's Jeneth. That's Jeneth just come across the line, P16. At the moment for Jeneth, 120.462. So this will be an important lap for the Alpine driver. If they don't get that good time in now, then it will be only a few minutes remaining. Still 5 or just under 6 minutes remaining in this race. A few cars just getting ready through Sector 3 right now. Those include Broadster and Carly. Suspect that they'll be switching the order of operation between those two cars as they head into this final few laps of the feature qualifying. Aston Martin goes on through. That was Ricciardo. Looks like he is on a bit of a flyer. No, he's done his flight. He's coming into the pits. He'll get ready for that last stint.
Yep, and I'm just on board with Jeneth, who has been quick, and his name has been around a fair while now. So it's definitely one to watch. Probably not where he would want to be. Hopefully, see if he can improve on this. He's 3/10 up on his time, so he's doing well. That would put him around about P11, I'd say, at this stage. We'll see what he can do in this last sector. Like I said, this crucial corner. We saw Broadstar take that really, really well, and Kelly. Really tight angle. Let's see what he can do here. Comes across the line, goes up to P14, so he lost a bit of time in that last sector.
Yeah, so it's interesting between the body language between the Alpines and what we've just seen with the Kick Saubers. The Kick Saubers just launch the car and they essentially come straight off the brakes and just send it into the apex as much as possible. So maybe braking a little bit later and then really forcing the turn and putting all the weight and pressure onto those tyres and just hoping that it sticks. Whereas it was a bit more a smoother approach for the Alpine. Jeneth just sort of, not going to say lazily, but certainly very calmly just moved it into the apex. Beautiful, smooth driving. But that clearly hasn't quite worked out in terms of lap time.
Yeah, and absolutely, mate. And Franz isn't validated, so he will probably dive into the pit, chuck on a fresh set, or he might just go around again. I'd say, no, this is just this out lap, I think. He's got enough battery to go again. We'll have to wait and see, but everyone else mainly has finished their lap or in the pit, so they'll all be diving out any minute now to do their final run, and I think Franz is going to dive in 2 or start his final round. He dives in. So be interesting to see who pulls the pin first. It looks like it might be a Red Bull coming out of the pits.
That would make a lot of sense. They do like to pull the pin quite early. I've just been on board with Clock, who the other Alpine driver who's found himself up in P10. Actually put in a really good lap time of 1 minute 20.010. So much better lap than what Jeneth, his colleague at Alpine, was able to do. Been a little bit squiggly this lap though, so out of Lesmo 2 did actually manage to find the barrier on the right hand side, just seemed to veer into it for some reason, maybe a little bit of a lack of focus in that moment, and the car just went slightly into the barrier, so probably holding a bit of damage. I'm not expecting this to be a particularly good lap time. No, it's already past the 120s. It's an in lap, so that is the final car coming in, and now we do have JJ Gamer, Dutch Verstappen, T Salmons and Flying Kiwi on their out lap, getting ready for the final laps of this qualifying. Just under 3 minutes remaining.
Yeah, mate, it's exciting, and it's a very close one. There's a lot of people on 20.0s and a lot of people really close in the 19s. Obviously, Pep's got a decent gap, as well as Kelly. See if these guys can get that a bit closer. Still a lot in the pits, though, so they'll be leaving. They're all coming out now. They'll be last across the line. Dutch is about to start his, and he's going to have a mountain of traffic in front of him.
Interestingly, the Red Bulls are out somewhat together, but there's about 400 meters between them. So if there was any attempt to work together, the lead driver has not decided to do that at the moment. They've got I believe that's a Haas in between them now, and both of them just prepping for the lap. Lead car there, T Salmons, he's actually in P17, so not leading on the pole position right now, but he is out there first, just getting those tyres into the right place. I'm not quite sure he's ended up there. He's running slow. Maybe now just waiting for his teammates so they can run together. JJ Gamer in P14, so another critical part and time in this qualifying for the Red Bulls. They've got to make it work. They've got to make it work this lap. And this is going to be a really exciting end to the feature qualifying ahead of the 27-lap race.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Dutch has actually just done purple first sector. Did go away though, so I'm not sure. Oh god, that was close to invalidating. So he'll be the first to finish his last lap. He's going to have a bit of traffic ahead of him that might work in his advantage, bit of tow. But he will not be able to go again. He'll burn the rest of his battery down this straight. But all these guys behind will have the optimal track. He's actually going to have his teammate right in front of him to help him out a bit. Hugs that corner nice and tight. On the power early, uses the rest of his battery. It should be an improvement for Dutch. It goes up to P7 with a 19.9. It's a solid time for Dutch, and they're going to roll in times now, and I don't even know who to ride on board with.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit chaotic. Every car out there is now on a proper lap for the most part, and the Mercedes running together, P1, P2. Pep looks like he's going to be pulling Dynasty Sparrow along for this one. The Ferrari's not out there together. I believe the Saubers doing their thing again out there together, and it's going to be Carly pulling Broadster along this time, looking to get themselves solidified in the top 3, and that RB of Gags doing really, really well, still holding on to P3. Big moment for Carly though on the exit of turn 1, so he's really put a pin in this lap already. Broadster will have to do without the slipstream for this lap, so a big disaster there for the Kick Saubers, and that could really compromise them. But it'll all come down to Broadster's ability to run without a slipstream ahead of him. If he's going to do a good lap, he needs to do it now. Mercedes still doing well. Haas car just pulling out of the way. Sorry, it's an RB car pulling out of the way. Through Ascari we go, and Pep is looking very strong over the line. Evil Blade puts in a 119.231 for McLaren. Gary McLaren. Panic looks like he's helped him out on that. P6 for him, and across the line he is gone. So a few finishes now. Wog J P10. Got Deadly Fuller in P20, Flying Kiwi in P19. What will the Mercedes be able to answer back with? Will it be an improved time? It is, but it's not enough. It's a 249 and a 325 for the Mercedes. P2 and 3.
Yeah, wow, that's so close. And Kelly has also, I think, can't do his time. Broadstar's the last hope for Kick. Comes out in the final corner now. Goes up to P5. So Kick will be P4, P5 at this stage. Panic is finished. T Salmon still looks like he's done too. Looks like everyone might be done.
Yeah, I think that is pretty much qualifying done. Great comment from Dante in chat. Where's the Evil Blade pole option? Yeah, I agree with that. Where's the McLaren options in there for sure? I mean, that's an unbelievable time. And Evil Blades just put it in the last possible moment as well. McLaren finds himself on pole position, ahead of Pep, ahead of Dynasty, ahead of the two Kickstarters who we thought were really going to dominate in this qualifying session. And wow, I mean, that's stunning stuff. He's got the hard job now, though. Got to start on the outside of this race, and it's going to be his race to lose now.
Absolutely, mate. I'm just going to try and fix this chat for 5 seconds. Bear with me.
Yep, absolutely right. So very impressive work there by the McLaren Roadster, our race winner from the sprint race. Does find himself in P5. Will be able to work with Kali, who finds himself in P4. Dynasty Sparrow, P3, qualified on pole for sprint. Ended up finding himself further down the field than he would have liked. Pep in P2, and that McLaren lap, I mean, whoever commented there, Marzi in chat saying, do not underestimate McLaren. That is exactly right. A man of my own heart right there. McLaren's doing pretty well, but Panic, you know, the second driver of McLaren's, unfortunately finding himself down in P8. Above him, we've got the Aston Martin of Master. Gags for Visa Cash RB finds himself in P6. So not a bad starting place there for Gags. Going to be a much better race for him. As we head now rapidly towards the 27-lap feature race, Div 4 is kicking off the season with some serious excitement, and the qualifyings have been brilliant. The sprint race had a little bit too much going on in it. We're hoping the feature race will provide some incredible action, so stay tuned. We'll also be calling driver of the day 5 laps from the end of this race, and we will be keeping an eye on chat to make sure that we spot any onboard full lap redemptions. So keep those coming in. We do appreciate them, of course, and we appreciate all the comments in chat. We'll get to them as soon as we can. Nonetheless, feature race coming up very, very soon. Predictions seem to say that Pep is the favourite, and he will be starting on the inside line to turn 1. That is definitely the place to be, I would say. I'd much rather qualify in P2 than P1, so we'll see what Evil Blade can do. He needs to hold it beautifully around the outside in turn 1. Hope that he's given respectful space by the other racers as they barrel down the inside and try and take that position away from him. We've got 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. Here we go, Dido. Let's do this.
Yes, go, mate. 5 red lights, and away we go. It's a bit of a delay, but everyone's off the line. Go. See. Oh, bit of a crash at the back. Oh, no.
Fix Albert got a false start there, and there's been contact already between them. Dutch Verstappen's got a penalty. Glock's got a penalty. A whole bunch of penalties coming out early, and actually that is going to be immediate virtual safety car. Pep finds himself up in P1. Evil Blade did not get a good run off the line there, Dido.
No, mate, and we'll have to just monitor this. This may have to be a red flag. I'm not sure what's happened there, but I cannot see the chat either just yet, so just let me know if someone says it's a red flag. But yeah, not good on the start. It looked like maybe a bit of a delay on the start, and a few people got the jump start, and that ended in tears for a lot of guys. 10-second penalties across the board. We'll have a look at those penalties quickly.
Yeah, sure.
20 for Janet, Ricciardo 10, Dutch 10, Jay 10, and Flying Kiwi 10.
Yeah, it looks to be that the kick Sauber that didn't get off the line there was actually Carly. So Carly managed to make a mistake right at the beginning of this race, and he's caused a bit of an accident there as a result of it. And obviously the car's behind responsible for not making contact, but when you've got a car stopped directly ahead of you, you just don't notice it. But Carly down in P12, that's a real disaster early on for the kick Saubers, and Roadster will not have his compatriot, his teammate, up there in the top 4 to help defend for him this time. He's going to be having to make the moves himself this time.
Yeah, and Kelly does have time to recover, but I'm not sure. I can't see any damage on his car, but he would have been rear-ended, I would say. So he may have some rear-end damages that we don't know about. We'll have to wait and see. A few pit stops, Gags in the pits, Panic, and Deadly Leaf. Oh no, Kelly also in the pits, so he may have damage. I'm just going to ride on board with him, which would really hurt his car race.
Right, yeah, no, definitely had some damage as a result of that. I believe I saw some sort of green fiberglass fall off his car after that initial contact, so he's probably got some major damage there. Big winners early on though. Dan the Racer for Ferrari up 8 positions to P8.
Yeah, that's a great start for Ferrari and at their home track. Exactly what the Tafazossi, I can't say the word properly, would want. But yeah.
Certainly, it's a done some commentary in places that, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just going to give it a try. I'm going to give the Italian a try. Can I pronounce these names? No, I cannot. We all do our best here in the commentary box. So it doesn't always it doesn't always work out. That's for sure. But I don't know if it's Tifosi or Tifosi. It's something like that. I just try and copy what the Formula One guys do.
Yeah, that's all you can do, mate. We're not F1 commentators by any means. And as you can see tonight with the audio and technical difficulties, I'm definitely no professional. I'm not sure why it's done that tonight. Did it perfectly fine in the stream earlier, so we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully I can get it fixed before Div 2.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's one of those things when you're juggling multiple, juggling commentary and juggling broadcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, give this man a credit. He's doing a lot tonight. Good stuff, Dino. We've also got, of course, our race admins in chat and the stewards in the background who do fantastic work. So, so far, it's boding like it's going to be a great season.
Yeah, it is, mate, and everyone involved has done a mountain of work to get it to this point, and hats off to all of them. Still says virtual, but there is a full safety car, just so that everyone knew. Yeah, it's been a lot of work to get to this point, and everyone was really keen for the season just to start. And yeah, it's going to be a hectic one. It's a long one, and 6 divisions now for the first time. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, this safety car restart, now that it is a full safety car, is going to be key here for Pep. I mean, he got that early position in turn 1. Really, really good move early on. Evil Blade just didn't get that McLaren off the line. Does seem to be a McLaren thing, especially, if you look back at the real F1 2024 season. It's just always the case. Qualify P1, find yourself in P2, P3, P4 after turn 1. Does seem to have been the case here today for Evil Blade, so this restart's going to be absolutely crucial for him. He's got Dynasty Sparrow right behind him, so the pressure is on. He'll need to look at defending if he gets a bad run, and it's all going to be down to how Pep restarts.
Yeah, and he does have his teammate there in the background to help, but Evil Blade is not going to want to let that happen. He is by himself in a Merc sandwich. It's going to be interesting, mate, and it's going to be awesome if this carries on for the whole season. If these teams so close together. Broadstar also P4, Master also one to watch out for. Actually, the whole top 10 is to be in. So safety car is going to be in this lap, and we'll be returning to racing. Plenty of racing to go.
Fantastic. So the critical moment. Pep is prepping his tyres right now, as is the rest of the grid, making sure there's a little bit of heat and a little bit of temperature in there. Pep's critical choice is going to be, does he go towards the end of Parabolica or as he goes into Parabolica? I think we've seen the likes of Verstappen, Hamilton, and a number of other very, very good drivers in real-world motorsports go at it just as he head into Parabolica, because he can really just launch the car in. Looks like he's going to go just beforehand, does catch the McLaren napping, and Evil Blaze doesn't see it early on. That's going to be big pressure for him because everyone behind him saw Pep go, but Evil Blade did not. So Evil Blade not going to have an opportunity into turn 1, but Dynasty Sparrow, Roadster and Master all on a line, all going to be looking at that opportunity. Inside dive for Sparrow. He's got the inside line, he's got the position, and the kick salver's going to have a little try as well. Evil Blade being forced out wide and looks like a 2-for-1 deal there. Unfortunately, in the wrong direction for Evil Blade. Roadster up ahead of Evil as well.
Yeah, big loss there, 2 positions, but just didn't see the Pep jump, and obviously Dynasty probably would know exactly when Pep was going to go through the team comms or whatever, and yeah, got the jump on Blade, and unfortunately lost 2 positions, but he just has to work back and get his mind right, and just focus on just following them and let them fight it out. And Broadstar is going to have to try and fight through both Mercedes now, which is no easy feat. His teammate and as well as Evil Blade's teammate unfortunately aren't there to assist. Going a little bit further down, Franz and Clock are battling it out in the Ferrari. Kelly now on the scene, trying to make a recovery. Ooh. And Kelly's going to now sneak up on the Ferrari, but he doesn't get it done yet. This is getting interesting in the middle part of this grid. Alpine really looking aggressive behind Sammy ahead too.
Go for the 5th lap. Let's see what happens. Dynasty Sparrow now under a lot of pressure from Broadster. Broadster is going to make a move on the inside line to turn 1. Gets it done nice and early, and he's in the lead already before we exit the braking zone. Nice move there by the kick salver. Roadster up into P2. Dynasty falls to P3, and Evil Blade has stabilized his position right now in P4.
Oh, there's big accident on turn 1 again. I'm not sure what's happened. It looks like there's a Red Bull and an Alpine involved. That would be Clock.
Oh, there's a slow McLaren. Yep, that is a huge accident. We've got a car still sitting off back of the pack there. Panic is running rather slow. Dutch Verstappen is in there. Big Flying Kiwi might have also been involved, but yeah, big pack of cars right behind this grid, and they're all running really, really slow right now. What's going on?
I think we'll have an illegal overtake situation going on here, and he's trying to let him through. There's absolute chaos going on here. There's no... Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I'll have to sort that out. They've just lost a mountain of time.
Yeah, they've lost half a lap. They've lost half a lap, and they've come to an absolute crawl. Looks like Deadly Follow is going to be the one leading them away, followed by Dutch Verstappen, Ricciardo, then Panic, and then Flying Kiwi, JJ Gamer, and then finally, last but not least, Clock, the Alpine down in P20. But yeah, all 7 of them must have been caught up in that incident.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening. I would say it was EA's thing with illegal overtake, and Panic had to try and slow down and let him pass, but it's just unfortunately caused a bit of confusion. Still on the virtual safety car, should end soon. These guys will actually be able to catch up a little bit because the Delta will be in, but they've lost it now because it has gone green. We go back to full green. Pep still in control, 1.7 gap over Broadstar. Broadstar now under threat from Dynasty. This battle up front I don't think is going to change anytime soon. I think it's going to go right to the end.
Yep, too right. I think that virtual safety car saved Roadster this time round to retain P2 at least for this lap. Certainly coming onto the back straight again with DRS enabled, that is going to put Roadster under yet more pressure. But yeah, the virtual safety car certainly saving Roadster's position for the moment, but they are in a line of 6, and Pep is running away with it at the minute. I mean, he got a great start, and he's managed to hold on to it. Good restart for him into Parabolica. Has really set the tone of this race.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Great combo angle there of them all so close together. This will just be a DRS train until someone makes the call to pit or something changes in this race. But these guys are super close together, and they're just waiting for a mistake from the guy ahead. Moving a little bit for
chat, Dido, to show the number of stops on the detail.
Yes, no worries.
It's like a few on the grid.
We've got safety.
We had a.
That's France retirement on track. I don't know where. We'll see if we can see on. Jay's also facing the wrong way. I'm not sure where he is.
Yeah, it looks like the exit of the Lesmo 2 for. It was exit of Lesmo 2 for France, and he is DNF'd. He's retired from the race, so that must have been a massive accident. Probably caught the outside of the exit curve of Lesmo 2. Looks like what's happened.
So what happens here? Do we see everyone dive in the pit, especially on the mediums, jump on the hards to the end? And yeah, it looks like it is happening. Deadly Fuller's in the pits. Ricciardo is too. But what do those guys on the hards do? It's a difficult position to be in. It's too early to chuck on the mediums.
Yeah, bear in mind, most of the guys on the hards have already had one stop in this race, so there's no way they want to be stopping yet again. A lot of them were involved in that early collision that was happening in turn 1 in the first couple of laps of the race. So I suspect they'll want to be going as long as possible. Drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car by Deadly Fuller. So that's not a good way to be running with the safety car there, unfortunately for him.
No, it's not. Don't know if he's just got another one.
I think that might be another one. He's come to a full stop on track on the exit of Lesmo 2 now. Really not sure what's going on there. Still set flagged as safety car, though I see a lot of cars just hanging out, going full speed in some areas. No, it looks like they've been picked up now. Dynasty Sparrow in the pit. Pet, our race leader, also in the pits. Broadster, all the medium runners jumping onto the pit lane. And that means that FTR Cali is actually going to be in the lead of this race on the hard tyres, having stopped to repair damage early on this race.
Yeah, and his teammate Broadstar's in the pit, so avoiding a double stack there. And we'll try and go to the end on that 6th lap. Hold hard. But we'll have to wait and see. He wouldn't want to pit again, like he said, and then have to double stack. And just, yeah, It's already had enough happen in this race. Maybe another safety car towards the end for a soft stint. But just looking forward for this race because Kick are looking really strong. And are we going to see Dynasty? And like a few of these guys have lost a bit of track position. Dynasty now P6. But due to these guys not pitting, it's going to be a bit of a dash to the end on these hard tyres.
Certainly will be, yeah. So tyre preservation is going to be key, especially for those who had to come in early for the pit stop and went onto the hard. So Carly, yes, he's in the box seat right now, and he's got 6/10 over Gags, but I mean, it doesn't really mean a lot when you're stuck on the hard tyres. Now it's Carly who's going to have to get this race started again for us. So he's in another tricky position as Carly, really getting his mettle tested early on in Div 4 after getting raised up from Div 5. Also, we've had the prediction in the channel on Twitch. Will the Mercedes keep a podium? It's got 3 exclamation marks, but I think 3 question marks is also appropriate for that. Yes or no? And at the moment, there is 82,000 points on yes and 1,900 on no. So I wonder. I think there's a little bit of a direction that chat's going on that prediction. If you don't know where that is, just click at the top of your chat window in Twitch, and you will be able to pull that up and predict.
Yeah, well, Mercedes will need Dynasties to get up there as well, I think, to assist with this battle with Kick and RB. It was a Merc sandwich at one point, but it's the other way around now. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but this safety car, I'd say, will be in the end of this lap, and we'll be back to racing. We'll have about 17 laps of racing to go. It's definitely doable for some of these guys to get to the end, but they'll be struggling on the guys that are on these 7-lap hards already. They'll be struggling towards the end of it for sure, and they'll want to break away from this battle at the start, especially the likes of Callie and Gags. Leave Pet behind. Maybe Pet can get in front and hold him up for his teammate. We'll just have to wait and see, mate.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that Callie could do in this situation. Really, at the moment, he just needs to focus on that start. If he can catch Gags napping in that RB, then he will be in a really, really good position. That'll push Gags back towards Pep, back towards Broster, back towards Dutch Verstappen and Dynasty, and there'll be a fight there from P2 onwards, and Carly will just be able to run away with things. That said, he's got Pep, he's got Broadster, 2 of the fastest running guys in this division right now. Certainly, we've only seen about 20 laps of racing so far, but they're certainly the standouts at the moment. So having Pep behind you is going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. So the key to this is going to be the restart for Carly and what he can do for the remainder of this race on those hard tyres. We have spent about 5 laps now under safety car. We've only done 9 laps in this race, so not being the cleanest start. Unfortunately, we were saying that maybe a little bit of a commentator's curse you and me have put on Div 4 at the moment. We were saying let's have a cleaner feature race, and well, unfortunately, we've had less racing and more safety car at the moment.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Only 1 DNF though, which is a good thing. But yeah, Monza always causes these sort of things, and it's the first race of the season. First time I think we've done Monza as the first race, so yeah, the safety car's going to go around another lap to let the likes of catch up, and then I would say we'll definitely be racing next lap. But what are the likes of the guys down the back do to get up the top? Top and Salmons and Red Bull, Wogjet, like all these teams down the bottom, they could, they've got a big job to get up the front. But are we going to see 2 sort of battles this season with like the top 5 and then the bottom 5 battling for that sort of bottom end of the top 10? Or it's really early days. There's a few names down the bottom that I think have just been unlucky tonight. Panic's definitely one, and Ricciardo, another big name down in 17th. And a lot of new names too tonight, which is awesome to see. But so many questions, mate, being the first race. And I think it's got a lot of people probably asking the same stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it never really becomes clear until you get, towards the halfway point of the season and see what the strategies are. I mean, we've seen a lot of teamwork so far, and a lot of teams not working together. In fact, just going on their individual prowess. And There's a multitude and mix of different strategies that can be executed with all the drivers here. Race control saying safety car in this lap, so we will be going racing in a few moments' time. Do want to quickly call out that JJ Gamer has been running 4 laps on the medium tyre, didn't come into the pit after the safety car decided to stick it out there on his medium tyres. He was one of those that got caught up in the early action. And the key thing here now is going to be over to Carly. Carly will be in control of the race. Will he choose to go at the same time that Pep did? Pep's got a lot of work to do in the background, but he's on fresh, hard tyres, 6 laps fresher than Gags and Carly ahead of him. That's going to be key for him to make some early overtakes in this race. Dino, over to you for the restart.
Yeah, mate, we'll just ride on board with Kelly, and it looks like he's already gunned it, and he's hasn't caught Gags snapping as much as he did earlier with Panic, I think it was. But he has broken away a little bit. Gags is now going to be under all sorts of pressure from Pep, and Pep probably want to get this job done early so that Kelly can't run away in any way. It looks like Pep's not going to make this move done in this first corner. We'll ride it backwards a bit and see what happens here. Big lock-ups ahead. Everyone through safely. It's like a McLaren side-by-side with someone there. Ferrari, Evil Blade trying to work its way back up. Panic also making a move on Jennifer. McLaren definitely not where they want to be. Evil Blade, especially after quali. But we watch these guys like a hawk. They're going to be charging through the field. Oh, big slide from, I think that was Jennifer there. Oh no, I don't know who that was. Sorry, that was possibly Fighting King in the house. I'm not sure, but yeah, big slide on board.
That's what cold tyres will do. Cold hard tyres, especially ones that have not got any kind of rubbering in whatsoever. Dicey territory out there at this low downforce track. JJ Gamer making some moves early on as well, up to P16, a 3-second time penalty. The Evil Blade and his race is going from worse to even more worse. It's going from that it's bad realm to it's that nightmare realm, so big penalty for him, especially once you get a safety car restart, and it's absolutely the worst because that 3 seconds is going to cost him even more positions than it would when the field starts to spread itself out. And here we go, across the line and then down the main straight we go. That's going to be Pep making a big move on the outside line, or the inside line I should say, of Gags. He's got it done beautifully. Does have a little bit of look at Carly ahead, but I think he's just going to be a little bit patient. Knows that he's got a position between him and Broadster. He knows that Dutch Verstappen and Dynasty are a few positions behind him. Now just needs to focus ahead and get after Carly.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job, and he's on that fresh tyre, so Carly will be feeling that pressure now. Pep's extremely quick this weekend here. Lots of practice, obviously, but Gags is looking up the inside. I think Pep had a bit of a mistake. I would not count out. We've got Semi with a retirement, and that's going to be a virtual safety car. Actually, it'll be a full safety car. I'm not sure where that's happened on track.
Wow.
Another safety car to suppress the race.
Division 4. Yeah, Division 4. Gonna get a nickname at some point, Division Yellow, if they're not careful, but yet more contact. Yet another accident. It says virtual safety car. I don't know if it's going to convert to a full safety car at the moment, but yeah, Pep went very deep into Della Roggia there, so he got a really poor exit, ran really deep, had to turn the car, get off the throttle, and Gag right behind him just absolutely centered, tried his best, but there was a car unfortunately right ahead of him, so Pep did defend correctly. But yeah, it was a very close one. He could have found himself out in the gravel trap. On that left-hand side of Della Roggia exit, it's a nasty place to be, and yeah, we will be seeing a lot of tyre warning now as the virtual safety car continues.
Yeah, the yellow dots on track, so the safety's waiting for him, unfortunately, so we will be
they are
on the full course yellows, but yeah, just going to suppress the race. It's interesting that the guys didn't choose to pit. They're going to stay out, they're going to stick to they're going to commit to it. Track position's probably more important at this stage. If they pitted now, they would lose a lot of positions. A few did. It looked like an Alpine possibly pitted. No, he false pitted. He pretended to go in. That's right. It didn't actually go in.
That's what I thought. Yeah. He was doing his own.
Trying to get some guys to fall for it behind maybe and change their setups or strategy mid-race, but everyone stayed out, so the safety car will probably be in pretty quickly. Deadly Fuller trying to catch up as quick as possible. Hopefully he will get up. He should be able to get up before the end of the lap, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, hopefully no more safety cars. We're probably maxed out at this stage. 3 I think is the max.
we got Max, and yes, when we were only halfway through this race as well. So it would be really good to see 14 laps of proper racing, and we've seen some good racing already. You know, some people have made some beautiful moves out there, some great defending, some really good strategy calls too. Some unfortunate accidents though have just kind of put a little bit of a damper on the excitement of the feature race. And yeah, 14 laps after this of really good racing will be exactly what all the drivers want and what we want to see. And I'm sure what you guys in Twitch also want to see. Division 4 promises so much, but nonetheless, even if we have some more contact later in this race, early on the season, this always happens. Season start with different tracks, and you know, Monza's a tricky place to go racing to. It's a place of requires a lot of confidence and a lot of precision in the overtakes, and it's very easy to get things wrong.
Absolutely, mate. And yeah, to only have 2 DNFs is you know, fortunate. But yeah, a lot of safety cars tonight. Everyone's still getting the feel of everything, and Monza's it's a hard track to have the first event, you know, and get right. It's hard to execute, but these guys up the front have done exactly that, and this is going to be an exciting finish to this race, and it will be helping the guys that would had to conserve the tyres a bit. They'll be able to go as slow as they want to now, and really work on saving the tyres and get a little bit more life out of it.
Yeah, that's right. You can see, of course, on the timing screens who's got the older tyres there. It's Carly who's leading the race for Gags, P3. And Dutch Verstappen, we haven't talked a lot about Dutch Verstappen, but the RB driver, up there in P5 right now, you know, wasn't the greatest qualifying that he had, but he's kept it in. He was involved early on in the accident. He's found himself in a reasonably good position, but 6 laps older tyres, pretty uncomfortable place to be, but you know, with only 13 laps remaining in this race, we're hoping to see the safety car come in. This lap should be, because we've got the last car just catching up to the back of the pack now, so this should be the safety car in this lap. Yes, it is. So race control hands the race back to Carly, and we are going to be going racing in a few moments time. Keep an eye on Dutch Verstappen. We know that he's got some pace behind him, older tyres, and he's got Dynasty right there as well in the Mercedes, right behind him in P6. This is going to be critical, and these top 6 is going to be absolutely wild, man. I'm looking forward to this. Let's go racing.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Hopefully no more dramas, and we can get just a full set of laps here, and this is going to be interesting with Kick versus Merc versus RB versus everyone else. But it looks like Kelly might have been going a little bit later than he usually did, and it's caught Pep off guard. Pep actually made a little bit of contact. Here we go, down the main straight, and we go green. And Pep.
Yeah, that was interesting there with Carly. He seemed to almost back out of it through Parabolica, but
yeah, so down into T. Big lunge on the brakes from a few drivers here. Everyone seems to be getting through relatively cleanly. Oh no, cold hard tyres is always scary, but yeah, Broadstar did that very well. Up into P3.
Indeed, yeah, these cold tyres will take a little bit just to get into the zone. Race control giving down the racer a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's not going to help the Ferrari driver in P8. Salmons and Master going at it, lots of action, and Della Roggia on the exit, a lot happening back there. This Deadly Fella has found himself off the track. That's a massive caution in sector 2. It's a big issue for the Williams driver, now down in P17. Everyone else elevated up a position. Clock also making a position on Jay the Gamer, who's lost 2. Deadly Fella trying desperately to get back. So wild action down the back of the grid right now. But it was a good start for Carly, and he's held off Pep in this early part. The question is, can he break the slipstream? Can he get that 1 second gap?
Yeah, he'll be pushing extremely hard and be hoping Broadstar can get in front of Pep to ease up the pressure as much as possible, and they're going to be working together. Dynasty would be really itching to get up to there to assist his teammate. But don't forget the 2 RBs there too. They're gonna really cause some things up too. But they're on 14 lap tyres, the same as Kelly. But yeah, interesting middle pack of the race with some penalties here. P7, P8, P9.
Oh, big dive, and Pep's got up the inside into turn 1. Has he made it stick? He hasn't. Carly will defend, and Broads has actually taken advantage of it. And now it's 1-2. Kick Saubers back onto the top of the grid. Pep, it was a big, desperate lunge up into turn 1.
Yeah, now we got Kick P1, P2. Awesome to see, awesome racing. Pep really pushing hard here to get back in front, but there's a lot of drama going on track here. There was a few yellows, I think someone had a spin. Wogjet P9. A lot of pens in that middle pack. It's going to hurt them in this later part of the race. But I can't take my eyes off this top battle.
No, the top battle's absolutely enthralling right now. Pep is looking for a bit of a move. He's going to try and stick the nose in towards Ascari. Oh, and he's actually braked massively, and he's put Dutch Gags in all sorts of awkward position. Gags has actually run off the track completely. He's in the gravel.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. Just misread the braking zone by the looks of it. And yeah, just wait and see what comes from that. But Pep's still under putting up Broadstar under all sorts of pressure here. And Callie.
So here we go.
Yeah, here we go, mate. So Callie's gonna have two guys behind him now, and the kicks look like they're gonna shield him off, working together to the T there.
It's like 6 cars in a row, all going for it. The top 6 are absolutely having the battle for their lives right now. Broadster would be absolutely stoked to be up front. Pep got in a little bit of trouble there with Dutch Verstappen trying to make a move on him in turn 1. Question is, will he be able to launch another move into Della Roggia? No, just a little bit too far back to make that happen. Roadster didn't get a great run through there, neither did Calais, so Pep's right up onto their rear wing once again. This is absolutely wild stuff, Dino.
Yeah, absolutely, mate, and awesome to see after so many safety cars, they can let it all go. And Pep is really sensing that he could cause an upset here and break up the kick party. These two are working extremely well together, blocking him off, and he really would be hoping Dynasty can get past Dutch and get up there and help him. Oh, that would be a warning, I'd say, for Callie. So we go down the back straight now, and he defends violently, but Pep's going to get the move done before this fast right. And now he's going to be on DRS at Broadstar, so... Oh, Broadstar goes wide too. Possible warning.
Wow, was that almost looked like a bit of a car instead of coming off and doing something. Nonetheless, Broadster's going to be in a lot of trouble here. Pep's around the outside line. He's got the DRS, he's got the pace. Even Carly's going to be able to potentially get past. Oh, big deep on the brakes from Broadster. He's doing everything that he can to try and retain that position, but he can't hold on. He's got a good exit out of turn 1, but Pep for Mercedes goes back into pole position with a great move, and that was critical at Parabolica, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he had to make that move, and it elevated him into the slipstream range to get Broadster.
Yeah, that's extremely smart driving there for Pep, and it's paid off, and now he's in control again. He does have these two behind him, but braked away 6/10 already. He's really pushing, using a lot of battery, trying to get away from these guys, get out of DRS, but that doesn't look like it will work. They're going to just get it, and they'll be able to pull all that gap back in before the next DRS range. So this race is just going to continue to heat up. Dynasty really looking like he wants to get past Dutch soon. You can see his teammate ahead breaking away, and he'd love to be up there with him. But Dutch would not want Dynasty to be getting past. Kiwi receives himself a penalty. And it's going to be incredibly hard for Dynasty to get past these guys ahead with them all having DRS. It's so hard. But we're almost at we're at almost 8 laps left. Definitely be looking to get that done soon. Looks like he's going to go for it. It's blocked off. It's Dutch.
Oh, that is a rough move between the two drivers at the top. That was Broadster goes down the inside. He had right to the corner, but didn't give Pep any room. Pep had right to be on the outside there, I believe, but no room was given. They come together on the apex. And now Broadster, that's probably going to be a little bit of an investigation, probably a racing incident if you ask me, but that's damage on both cars for sure.
Oh!
Verstappen's gone.
Dutch is in the wall, and I saw that. There was a big... Something's happened there. He lost the front wing as well, so that's his race up, and Sammy has left. But, yeah, I don't know what's happened there. It looked like he might have done that to himself. It's quite possible.
Yeah, Della Roggia has claimed another victim into the Shadow Realm. Dutch Verstappen unfortunately goes what could have been. I mean, he was in a great position in this race. What that does do, of course, now is elevates Dynasty Sparrow up into P4. He's sitting just over a second behind Carly. So really, he's not in the race with this top pack. And behind him, he's pulled up the gap to Gags, but Gags is a second behind, so he won't get that DRS this lap round. The question is going to be, what can Broadster do again? And will there be space given if another overtake is going to happen between Pep? Pep goes defensive, tries to cover off that line, and into the braking zone we go. That's a really good positioning there by Pep of his car.
Oh,
really
blade
stuck
and
in the middle of the track.
Blade and Wogjet, these guys did come together, I think in the sprint race, so they'll be trying to work it out now. And yeah, Evil Blade unfortunately has that penalty. Gag's also looking really dangerous on the back of that Williams. Great little battle here for P5.
Yeah, looks like Wogjet did stick the nose in a little bit. Wants to put the McLaren driver off his game a little bit and threaten the move here and there into the braking zone, which you know that Williams will absolutely dive if it sniffs an opportunity. A bit wide through the exit of Lesbo 2 for Evil Blade. He is right on the edge in that McLaren.
Yeah, that was a bit of a wake me up moment, and we got a retirement behind. Clock has had an issue in a really weird spot to retire. So not sure what's happened there. That might be looked at. To wait and see, but no safety cards left in the game to use. So we'll continue racing. Stewards are incredibly quick at cleaning that one up, apparently.
They said, yeah, they just they literally teleported the car off track. We've got a little teleportation gun up the top. We've got a big bit of a moment here. Roadster got the slipstream, beautiful move, sticks it right in front of Pep's car, hard on the brakes, and says, you are not going to be trying around the outside to defend this time. The whole road is mine, and that is Roadster. Kick Sauber retakes the lead of this race. Pep forced back into P2 and will be under pressure from the other Sauber driver in Carly. What action.
Yeah, look at this. Merc first kick in these final stages of this race, and this is heating up. Dynasty here has arrived, and out of all these guys, Kelly has the oldest tyre, so he'll be struggling the most. And any of these guys gets a penalty, flips it right on its head, and they're out of contention because these guys are too close for any mistakes. And you obviously got Wogjet behind. Gags also there. Evil Blade, even though he has the penalty, could really cause an upset. But Kick and Merc would be scrambling to try and figure out how they can put both their drivers ahead of the other two. And at the moment, Pep's looking dangerous again on Broadstar. He won't want to get this move done before this corner, otherwise he will just fall back with DRS. Yep. And this is where DRS games start to come into play. But he looks like he's just done it. He's just done that before the DRS detection zone, I think. So he should still get DRS by rights. But I'm wrong, I think, because it looks like the Kicks behind have. So he just couldn't wait. And now Kicks will have the advantage, but hasn't really worked. They're blocking Dynasty. Dynasty just can't get through. There's no chance he can get through that. It's like a green wall. And yeah, another lap with Dynasty behind, and they're doing it again. Dynasty needs to think of another way to get around these two, and this is allowing actually Wogjet to close in and Gags also. So just got to watch that from behind.
Yeah, four-way battle will rapidly turn into a six-way battle the more that these guys at the top do slow each other down. And Pep's challenge now is to try and break that DRS zone as much as possible, but it seems to be a little bit of an inevitable battle. At some point they will be coming back, they will have the DRS. So the key thing here, in the back in the garage, is they're really going to have to think about, hey, I need to be kind of in second place entering the Parabolica before the checkered flag. Because if I can get a move done there and maybe get a little whiff of DRS, a little whiff of slipstream, and put myself across the line, you need to kind of either do that or you need to be having that gap for the full final lap. And you've got to do that, you need to be overtaking into turn one. On the penultimate lap of this race, it's a tricky decision to make, especially when you've got such good drivers like Roadster and Pep and Carly all going at it. And don't care that Dynasty Sparrow as well. Remember, he qualified on pole position for the sprint race, just wasn't able to convert it. He's right there to pick up any pieces should something happen. DRS again for the Kick Saubers, and into turn one we go. Don't think there's going to be enough there for Broadster to make it on pass, and I think maybe sensing a change of strategy here by the Saubers.
Yeah, I believe so, mate. They will probably just be calming down before the storm at the end. But in saying that, Broadstar is super close to Pep at the start of this lap. Really applying some pressure here, and he might even go for it. Thinks better of it. Maybe just trying to give him something to think about, fill up his mirrors, apply some pressure. Pep would be under all sorts, I think. Really hoping Dynasty could get in front of these two to help him out. But that getting past those two is no easy feat. It probably will require one of them to have a mistake and Dynasty to capitalise on that. Wogjet now 1.4 away from this battle pack, and Gags right behind him. So interesting stuff at the end of this race. Pep though is looking really, really good in control.
What I'm also looking at here is Dynasty Sparrow has been saving his battery. He's just deployed it, all of it, every single last drop of it. He's at 50% now. Done really, really well, trying to make an overtake on Carly. For a moment, had the nose ahead. He's going to switch to the inside line. He'll have DRS, so he will be fast, but the other two ahead of him, the Saubers, will have it. Oh, and Carly, he's not got a great exit through Parabolica. Inside line for Dynasty. That's the move, but Broadster at the same time making a move on Pep. It's going to be all sorted as we head into turn one. Broadster ahead again. Pep's been forced out. Carly tries to get the move, has a nose in there defending against Dynasty. Great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Dynasty would be pretty dirty with that. He used all his battery to get past, and he couldn't get in front, unfortunately, but it hasn't worked in Mercedes' favour because now Broadstar is in P1, and that did not go to plan, but Kick just doing an incredible job with defending. Absolutely incredible with holding these guys off, but that is allowed now. Woljets in DRS of these guys. So are we going to see an upset or a bit more pressure on Dynasty now? Dynasty hasn't had anyone behind him for the last few laps. Not long left, mate, right, in this race, so these guys will be trying to make up some type of plan to get this done.
Oh, this is the key part of the race. 3 laps to go, so 2 laps more, one lap more, and we've got essentially the white flag for the race, and then we'll be moving to the final lap of this race, and this is critical now for Broadster. Just noting the battery levels, Broadster does have an advantage over Pep at the moment in terms of battery that is able to be deployed. Don't want to deploy all of it, of course. Will there be an attempt at the move in a Parabolica for Pep this time? No. In fact, he's going to go very shallow into the entry of the apex, and then is widened out on the exits, and not really the best, but he's got a pretty decent run on the acceleration through that last part of the quarter. DRS for him as well. Broadster is going to try and hold the middle of the road. Will it be a dash to the inside? It is for Pep. Oh. Pep's going to have the inside line. He'll have him on the brakes.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was so close to making contact there. That is a great move from Pep, and he's just gassed it. Made 5/10 out of that, and now the kicks are actually bumping and touching here. And this might allow Dynasty or Wogjet now to make some type of move.
Yeah, because you say Wogjet has now entered the picture. It's a 5-way battle for the lead. Pep, though, he's nearly pulled out a second already on these guys, and that's critical that Broadster and Carly ended up coming together in Curvy Gronda on the exit of turn 1. Broadster just didn't get a good run because he tried to defend around the outside instead of getting himself into a better position to make the run and keep within that range. So the gap right now puts them very close to being out of DRS. Broadster just pulls it back in, does get the DRS this time round. Through Ascari we go, and it is the 25th lap, 27 laps.
Kelly's off! Kelly went wide. He's made a massive mistake, and now lost 2 positions. He lost Dynasty and Wogjet. Big moment there for Kelly. He was actually lucky he saved that. It could have been race ender there. Unfortunate.
Sure, but unfortunately that does take him out of a podium position in this race. What could have been?
Yeah, he'd be very frustrated with that, I'm sure, but still in a great position with some points for his team if he can just lock that in. But he does have 2 laps left to try and make something of it. Gags is on.
Spin for Wogjet. Wogjet is around at turn 1.
No. Same thing happened. So the big mistake has cost him dearly. Cost him more than Cali. Going down to P11 now.
I was going to bring up that Cali was on the older tyres, but Wogjet's on the fresher hard tyres, only 18 laps on those as opposed to 24 laps for the others. So he's really just, he's just put the foot down too much, and that's it. He's now down out of the top 10 in P11, and actually now Carly, I was about to say that podium chance has evaporated. If there's any more mistakes ahead of him, he'll be back into contention. But yeah, Pep in the lead, followed by Broadster, and then Dynasty, but Broadster's got his work cut out for him. He is the meat in the sandwich. As a very Mercedes sandwich right now. Yeah,
mate, it's been a real dominant race from these 2 teams, and Merck has now found himself in a really good position for this last lap. Pep will probably slow himself down a bit and really make Broadstar have to work. And Dynasty, I reckon we will be looking at possibly a Merck 1-2 here, unless Broadstar can really overcome something special. But here we go. Last lap.
Oh, and this is what we were talking about. The rear wing opens up, the DRS is activated, and this is actually really good. This is an advantage to Broadster. He is in the lead of this race now. Pep will have to concede to P2. There is a caution in Sector 1. Looks like there's been a big accident behind. I'm not sure who that is. It looks like Master and Ricciardo may be involved in that deadly Fuller. Also maybe having an issue through there too. Looks like it's resolved itself. refocus on the battle at the top. Last lap, Roadster in the lead. He's got 2 Mercedes right behind him. The critical key is going to be how can he hold these guys off. It's going to have to be a mega last few corners, and through Lesmo 2 we go. Still almost nothing in it between the top 3. What a brilliant race to the end, up into 8th, up into 9th. Well, not 9th, but if there was a 9th, they'd be up into 9th. On the inside, though, Pep's got the slipstream, and that's it.
Oh. Wow.
Woo, there we go. Incredible use of the slipstream out of Lesmo 2 by Pep, and he does elevate himself up into the lead again, and now Dynasty Sparrow is going to be attacking on the inside line into Parabolica. He's got the move done, and Mercedes 1-2 has come out and shone through the clouds of the Kicksauber clouds, and that is it. A P1, P2 to Mercedes. Pep wins the feature race, the first race of Season 8, and look at the chaos.
Oh, what is going on here?
This is amazing.
Wow.
Stunning work, and a stunning Grand Prix there for all the chaps. That was interesting to have 2 McLarens in the picture. P11 actually, the Evil Blade. That's what I'm seeing on my screen. But P5 does go to panic. It does hold on to that, and then it is the RB of Gag. And then Wodj has recovered quite well from the spinny out of turn 1. But that move by Dynasty Sparrow needs to be applauded. He got that done beautifully. There was really nowhere for Broster to go.
No.
He couldn't move onto the inside. The move was already being done by Dynasty, and then suddenly found himself being overtaken at Parabolica, and race done. Mercedes 1-2.
Yeah, it's a big hats off to all that top 4 there. That was an awesome battle. Awesome to commentate. And yeah, I'm sure this will continue on throughout the season. We will try and get them into the comms box as soon as possible, as we do have Div 2 not far away.
Yes, we did not unfortunately do the driver of the day call as well. Deeds, you don't.
I do. Sorry about that.
We have a few things to improve on for our next Division 4 race, but
yes, it's been a chaotic one, that's for sure. I've been trying to sort out these technical, which I'm gonna have to spend some time now to try and get that sorted for Div 2. But yeah, great race nevertheless. After all the safety cars we had, ended in a high, in my opinion, mate.
Yeah, I agree. Do we want to do a quick drive of the day now, just to make up for it?
Yeah, mate, for sure.
All right. So let us know in chat who your driver of the day is. I don't know the protocol here for Rush Racing League at the moment for that, but I believe that you guys are able to put some votes in the chat. We'll try and figure things out. Dino, in terms of my driver of the day here, I mean, I'd love to get it to one of the Kicksaubers. They had a good day out, but I mean, Pep, it was just really, really well done. It was really cool, calm, and collected, and at the end of the day, brings home what is a fantastic, fantastic victory. And yeah, well done to him. 25 points apiece for the Mercedes. I want to give it to Dynasty as well, but I think Pep at the end of the day did really, really well, so he's my driver of the day. Yeah,
I would agree, mate. I think one of those 4 deserved it. They all raced really well, but I think Mercedes especially did really well. So we'll try and get these guys in. I think they're all in, actually, for these interviews. And we will get ahead into that. It'll be Broadstar first.
Howdy.
Hey mate, how are ya?
Yeah, good, yourself?
Good mate, I'll let Kung Fu kick you off while I get this car up on the screen for you. And yeah.
Yeah, so Brosa, so we saw a lot of really good teamwork there from between yourself and Carly. Carly obviously coming into Div 4 for the first time this season. You guys look really, really dialed in, and it was so close at the end there. So I have to ask you about that move that Dynasty made on you. It was really unlucky at the end there to have that pinched away from you. You could have been on for a P1. Unfortunately, it ended up being a P3. But I mean, fantastic racing. How was that last lap though?
Hard pumping. It was really tough for the Mercedes, and me and my teammate were working really hard to try and get these guys behind us. But unfortunately, it didn't work. But it was a good kickstart to the season. So yeah.
For sure, and you know, we noticed that obviously Carly had the mistake at Ascari. He found himself out of the picture there, and that's really what allowed Dynasty to make it up onto your rear wing. Going into that last corner though, you had the slipstream, you had the lead of the race, and that was, I'm sure, a critical moment. Can't relax in that moment, but you must have been thinking, okay, I just need to focus and get this done, right?
Yeah, 100%. Unfortunate to him going off, but when I had, who was behind me again?
It was Dynasty.
Yeah, he was on my ass the whole time, so I thought I had the slipstream to stay ahead, but, you know, he squeezed up on the inside, and Oh, I'll take a podium. I'm not complaining, but it was a really good race with the Mercedes and my teammates. So
Yeah, definitely making some splashes early on in the pool that is season 8, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys continue to fight all the way through. And love to see the teamwork that you guys had there. Talk to us a little bit about Carly and the prep that you guys did. Was it a lot of dedicated practice? And obviously, there's a lot of synergy between you guys.
yeah, the radio was pretty intense. You know, we were just trying to get that DRS, and we're gonna try and run away from everyone. That was really our plan. But you know, it's crazy how he came into Div 4, and that's his first Div 4 race. So he's done a really good job, and the engineers worked really hard for us to get that position.
Guido, any questions from your side?
No.
You
Oh, sorry.
you pretty much covered everything. I just want to say, do you think, well done first of all, mate, and well done to your team.
Cheers.
But do you think this is going to continue? Do you think the battle between you and Mercedes, and obviously Kick and Mercedes, is going to be the highlight in Div 4 this season?
Yeah, it's gonna be really tough with the Merc. We have a big season ahead of us, so this is only the start, and for the start, it's been pretty crazy. So yeah, it's gonna be really tough for both of the teams.
Yeah, well done, mate, and a big haul of points for your team, and I'm sure your TP will be stoked with that. So go and enjoy, mate, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
All right, cheers. See you guys.
Thanks, mate. We'll jump over to Dynasty, mate. You there?
Yeah, mate.
Made a hectic race and paid off in the end. A Merc 1-2. I'm sure you'd be absolutely ecstatic. Those last few laps. Just take us through a bit, mate. Like, what were you feeling, and did you have a game plan to just let it all go on the last lap, like you did?
Yeah, well, I was trying to make the move early, as you did see, but I couldn't get it done. So, and then Callie ended up having a moment, so we just knew it was 2v1 pretty well. Right at the end, Wogjet was catching up, and then he also had a moment, so it kind of worked in our favour. Otherwise, it would have been a real big tussle to the finish. But my idea was just to save my battery enough to take Broadstar right at the finish and let Pep go on to win. So the plan was always to just work together with myself and Pep and see where it takes us, and today it was 1-2.
Yeah, mate. Well done, and well done to you, obviously, and your team. And I'm sure you guys will be stoked with that result, and I'll see if come through and say anything before we go on to the race winner.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to get your reaction to that last move at Parabolica on the last lap, because that is 11:59 kind of overtaking. You said you spent all the battery. We did see a few times earlier on in the race where you saved up the battery, had the most out of that top 4 pack most of the time. You'd spend it, and you'd absolutely get nothing from it. So was that move then looking to set up from Ascari, from Lesmo? What was the thought process leading into that overtake in Parabolica?
Yeah, it's pretty much saving that whole last lap while he was trying to make the move on Pep, and Pep ended up getting away a little bit. So I had a really good exit out of Ascari, and then just burnt everything I had, every last bit. I had 90% leading into that, so that made it a bit easier. It did weave a little bit in front of me, but it was alright. Still got past, and yeah, as I said, it's all about teamwork, and Pep and I worked really good together today. So yeah,
Certainly did. And one final question: would you consider renaming yourself from Dynasty Sparrow to Dynasty Shark, and we play the Jaws music next time you're in P4?
yeah, I'll consider it.
Okay, excellent. That's great to know. Big congratulations, Mercedes 1-2. That'll feel great going into this season, and yeah, Monza under your wing now, so that's one done.
yeah, it's good. Thanks, man.
Cheers.
All right, on to our race winner, Pep, mate. You there, and the TP of Merg. There you. So,
Hello.
Hey, mate. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Made a dominant performance. Had to work for it though, but you looked like you're really in control tonight. And Monza just seemed to work for you tonight. Just take us through thought process in those last few laps. Still Dynasty getting attacked from behind, and obviously you and Broadstar. What was the game plan? The same. I'm guessing you and Dynasty were probably on the same sort of wavelength with what you were going to do. But at any point, did you think you might not have had the win at the end of that race?
It was touch and go. I did throughout the race notice that I was a bit quicker in sector 2 going through, so I was able to save my battery a bit more, which allowed me to just get a good exit and stay out in front when I needed to.
Yeah, mate. Well, awesome. Yeah.
No, yeah, it was pretty close. Shout out to Kick, both of them doing pretty well, and Dynasty for helping. The engineers too, they actually helped pretty well because they were just telling how much ARS was the Kicks had, and that kind of just let me stay out in front.
Yeah. Well done, mate. And is this your first Rush win, or?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So congratulations, mate. I did
Thank you.
think so. And yeah, first win as a TP too, mate. So you could be proud of that. And leading your team into leading the constructors in Div 4 will be good feeling. But yeah, definitely got to watch out for the Kick team. I think that battle is going to continue throughout this season, but also some other teams down the back that might get up there. But I'll pass you over to come through, mate. But well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, congratulations on your first win, Pep. It was a really, really good battle throughout the entire race. There was a few moments in turn 1 where you came together with other cars, and I'm sure there would have been some worry, okay, you know, these guys using slipstream end up on the outside, or you ended up on the inside of some cars, and the Kicks especially, and they were trying to hold around the outside. Run us through the approach to turn 1 there, because you were nailing it absolutely brilliantly, and that really started to elevate your performance. I mean, right at the end of the race as well, you lost the position in turn 1. So give us an idea of what it's like to overtake in turn 1, and then give us an idea of what it felt like at the end when you found yourself in P2 again.
Turn 1's probably the worst part of the track for me. I think one stage I missed my braking point, and I went too deep and may have hit. Well, I did come in contact with, I think it was Broadstar. I can't remember. They were both up there at the same time, so I don't know who it was, but I was able to leave a little bit of space, so hopefully that was okay. But yeah, it's pretty scary coming, seeing in your rearview mirror 2 Kicks just coming down the right-hand side of me. So yeah.
At the very least, they're a nice bright color, so you'll see them coming.
That's it.
That's very, very important. Yeah, and then of course that overtake that you made on the exit of Lesmo 2, was it that there was a mistake by the car ahead at that point on the last lap? You certainly got the DRS open, and you absolutely flew past on the inside line. Very tight racing around there. So what was the thought process? Did you think there was enough room given? You certainly found a gap, that's for sure, but brave through to do it on Ascari.
Yeah, going through sector 2, obviously, like I said before, I knew it was quicker than him with the setup. So I was able to save a little bit more ERS, and then it played nicely with the DRS. And when I slid in, I stayed within the track, which is nice. There was a bit of a confusion in the engineering department, and I was thinking, oh, did you get a track limit? But no, we're pretty good. So I was very lucky.
Yeah, there were some close calls for sure, but it certainly seemed to be within the realm of threshold of the car, and clearly it felt good with the car today. So I guess a final congratulations. Between myself and Dido, we did give you driver of the day. We did manage to not do it at the right time. We did it post-race, unfortunately, so we did muck that up. But Pep, yeah, certainly the commentator's box has given you driver of the day. We tried to get some people in chat engaging with that, but we haven't had any votes, so I suspect that that's probably going to you. Nonetheless, big congratulations to yourself and Mercedes. Huge 1-2 win, and that's a good way to start the season.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, well, that was Pep, the race winner, Mercedes TP, and obviously 1-2 for Mercedes leading into Div 4, and obviously Kick right there. So that's it for Div 4, and what a race. Started off a bit rocky, bit of technical difficulties, and I will try and get that sorted before Div 2. But as you can see on the stream right now, we're having them as we speak. We're communicating online. It's a fun game at the moment, guys, but we are trying our best. I am trying to get it sorted, so we will see you not long now for Div 2. Appreciate everyone jumping in tonight and getting on board with the guys' first race. It means a lot, and thanks for coming through for commentating it with me, mate. It was a good one, and I'll probably see you next weekend for the next one.
Yep, absolutely. No, fantastic race. Thanks to you for doing all the juggling. I know how difficult that is to fix technical issues on the fly. So while the guys were flying around the track, you were flying around in the virtual space trying to fix everything. So hats off to you for that one. Thanks everyone in chat as well for the comments all the way through the race. And we'll tighten up the screws here in Division 4 commentary box, and I'm sure the drivers will be tightening up the screws so that we get more racing and less safety cars next time. I don't want to be giving them the title of Division Yellow this season. But no, great to be in the commentary box. Thanks very much.
Thanks, mate, and we'll see you all very soon for Div 2. Thank you.